All right, now we back. Thank y'all for staying with us. Start back at verse 2 again, Jay. Isaiah the 58th chapter, verse 2.
Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as the nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinance of justice, they take delight in approaching to God.
So you think you got the audacity, right? To ask the Most High to work on your behalf, right? We got the audacity to seek Him to move in this nation on our behalf when we misrepresent Him every day. You see, being known as black man, all this stuff is acceptable. Being known as an African American woman, all this stuff is acceptable. But this ain't acceptable for Israelites. The way we carry ourselves on TV, the way we carry ourselves in the public, the things that you be known to be what they call black, this ain't acceptable with the Most High God. You understand? But yet, in the same time, we feel that we have the audacity to come to Him and ask Him for anything. Verse 3.
Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and they see it not. Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge. Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure and exact all your labor.
See that? Now, I need to say this, and I know this may hurt some feelings when I say this, but I need to put this out here for the people to understand. Please hear me with your heart and not with your mind when I make this statement. Every year, at the beginning of the new year, what people consider to be their new year, many churches go on fasts. And that's cool. That's great. Nothing wrong with that. But a fast, according to Matthew the 16th chapter, is supposed to be done in private. The Most High said that when you do this in private, and I will bless you openly as a result of that fast. But for the first 3 weeks of January, all you got is Christians going on Facebook every day talking about their fast. Going on there talking about, oh man, I'm hungry. This fast is just killing me. Oh Lord, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh man, I tell you. That ain't what you're supposed to do. Go to Matthew 6 so we can show them that. Now, I want you to take my word for it. Let's go to Matthew 6. And then on top of that, what's making it even worse is people are fasting for selfish reasons. You're fasting because you think by doing this thing, this is going to get you some props with the Most High. You understand? And you're going to see here in Isaiah, he's going to show what the fast is really about. So, according to verse 3 here in Isaiah 58, he said, you're coming to the Most High saying, look, I didn't fast. You're using it to be braggadocious, as something that you can get some props from. And then not only are you doing that, but then you're taking it to the Most High. You're taking it to the public and putting it all out on social media. And some of these things that people call themselves fasting from, they ain't even got nothing to do. I'm going to fast from Facebook for 21 days. What is that? That's nonsense, but that's what Christianity teaches you. Well, you can just do anything, man. I'm going to put down sodas for 21 days. And then you go on Facebook every day and post, man, another day without a soda. It's hard. Y'all pray for me. That ain't a fast. Matthew 6, I'll show you here. You start at verse 16. Matthew the 6th chapter, verse 16.
Moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
They already got your reward. So every time you go on social media and let people know that you're fasting, that was your reward. Congratulations. Clap it up. Let's clap it up for them. Your likes that you got is your reward. Okay? And I'm not saying that to offend people. I'm trying to get you to understand that Christianity got people twisted because this is acceptable. You walk into a place, walk into your job, and you're looking at, man, what's wrong? Oh, man, I'm just hungry, man. Fasting. You're not supposed to do that. You don't fast to bring attention to yourself. The purpose of the fast It's to open up your mind, open up your heart, open up your spirit to receive from the Most High. So read that for him again. Read verse 16 for him again.
Moreover, when you fast, be not as the hypocrites of sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward.
You already got your reward. Verse 17.
But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face.
Go ahead, get yourself right, wash yourself up, go in there, stand strong, stand tall. Verse 18.
That thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto the Father which is in secret. And thy Father shall see in secret and shall reward thee openly.
That's how you get rewarded in your fast. Okay? Okay? So you don't go and make a spectacle about it. Social media needs to know nothing about it. If you're fasting as a church, for my pastors, you should keep that in the house. You guys deal with it. You guys fast. You guys meet up and pray together, study together, whatever the case may be. But this is not me going out publicly for everybody to say, oh, that church over there, but they really spiritual. Look at that guy. She deep. No, that's not what it's for. Okay? But I understand why we like that, because this is the nonsense that Christianity teaches. Okay? So I just wanted to show you that. Let's go back to Isaiah 58. Read verse 3 for him again.
Wherefore have we fasted, say they, that thou seest not?
So he's saying, we fast, and then we go to the Most High. You know, I had fasted that day, right? I didn't eat no food until the sun came up. But I didn't get out of my bed to 1, and then when the sun went down, that's when I ate. No. The fasting is not something you mention in your prayer to the Most High to get something from him. Then he said what?
Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge.
I took on all this. I didn't eat no beef. I didn't eat no bread. I didn't eat no sweet. I did all this for you, and you didn't notice? I don't get no credit for that, God? Did he say what?
Behold, in the day of your fast you find pleasure, and exact all your labors.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, your fast for strife and debate, to smite with the first of wickedness. You shall not fast as you do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high.
See that? So the reason why you was fasting, because you were trying to get something from the Most High. So I'm going to fast, right? And I know the Most High going to give me that job I want. I'm going to fast, right? And I know God going to... And you know, y'all, some people out here fasting to lose weight. They call it, they make it seem as if it's about the Most High, but you really do it to try to lose weight. Yeah, if I do this right here, if I give up this, I'm going to call it a fast. But you, listen, man, you're walking on dangerous ground. You said you were doing this to get something from me, not to get your voice heard from me. Verse 5.
Is it such a fast that I have chosen, a day for a man to afflict his soul?
The Most High said, is that what I told you to do? Did I choose that? Because the truth of the matter is, a fast is supposed to be something that you hear in the spirit. Okay, it's time for me to fast. Because what happened in many cases is, this is how it works. There could be a storm arising, or there could be a blessing that the Most High has for you around the corner. And the enemy knows about it, so the Most High will lead you by the Spirit to fast, to be in preparation for that day, for that battle, or for that gift that the Most High is about to give you. You understand? So that's the true essence of what a fast is supposed to be. Not just a regular scheduled fast. Like I said, now, there's nothing wrong with the churches coming together at what they believe to be the beginning of the year to fast. There's nothing wrong with that. But it shouldn't be something that's scheduled. The Most High should speak to the man of God. He should hear it in the spirit. And then the church goes on a fast. This could be at any point in the year. You understand? You know, it could be something that God is trying to get to the church, trying to get into the ministry, or trying to move. It could be a battle could come, or whatever the case may be. And the fast is called. And if you do it, you fast for 3 days or 21 days, or whatever the case may be. And then you're ready. So it has to be something that's chosen by the Holy Spirit, and not something that's just a scheduled thing. You understand? Then he says what?
A day for a man to afflict his soul. Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast, and an acceptable day to the Lord.
Mm.
Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free.
So that's what the Most High calls fast for. The Most High calls fast for sin that's in our life to be broken away. The Most High calls fast for us that got troubles in our life to be released. You understand? Not so much as just to gain something from the Most High, but many times it's for the Most High to show something in us that needs to be taken away. Verse 7.
And that ye break every yoke.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that were cast out to thy house?
Mm-hmm.
When thou seest the naked, thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh.
And at the same time, during this fast, during this time with the Most High, He will open up things that you're supposed to be doing for other people. He opens up and fuels your ministry. He gives you the creative ideas how to do this for the poor, how to do this for the widows, and how to do this for the children, and how to do this for the elderly, and how to do this for the lost. You understand? The things that have came to me during fasts, I'm trying to tell you, a fast led to the awakening. You understand? We was fasting before that, and this is how the Most High led me into doing the awakening. Everything that's happened during these 39 weeks is a result of me fasting to the Most High. This is not my idea. This is not something that I decided to do. This is something that was led by the Holy Spirit because of a fast. You understand? Verse 9, verse 8.
Then shall my light break forth as the morning, and thy health shall spring forth speedily.
Mm-hmm.
And thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward.
Uh-huh.
Then shall thou call, and the Lord shall answer, and shall cry, and he shall say, Here I am.
See, that's what it does. That now it may come the door opening. That's that same door that Christ was saying back in Revelation, the 3rd chapter. He says, I have a door open for you that no man can shut. But this is how that door gets open. When you're really seeking the Most High for unselfish reasons. When you're seeking Him because of Him. And He said He would do what in verse 9?
Then shall thou call, and the Lord shall answer.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am.
Uh-huh.
If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity.
See the requirements for that? That you have to put away that burden of sin that's in your life, that's holding you down. Then you have to put amidst the pointing finger where you're looking around and blaming everybody else. Look at them. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing over there. Look at what they're doing over there. And then you have to do what?
And speaking vanity.
And speaking vanity. Wickedness. Talking reckless. See, when you make a decision to get all those things out your life, then you make a decision to allow the Most High into your life. Verse 10.
And thou drop thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness shall be as the noonday. And the Lord shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places, that shall rise up the foundations of many generations, and shall be called the repairer of the breach.
They shall be called what?
The repairer of the breach, the restorer of the past to dwell in. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure of my holy days, and call the Sabbath of the light.
Do what?
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on the holy day, and call the Sabbath of the light, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways.
Not doing your own thing.
No find thy own pleasure, no seeking thy own words. Then shall thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride up the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob.
With the heritage of who?
With the heritage of Jacob.
Of the Catholics.
The heritage of Jacob.
Of the Christians.
Of Jacob, thy father, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken.
For Jake has spoken.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken.
For Lavender has spoken.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken.
For the Israelites has spoken it.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken.
For the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. So he told us, if you get back to honor my Sabbaths, If you get back to keeping my holy feasts, my holy days, and don't make it about you, I will rise you on high in the earth. Christ is an Israelite, and so are you. You understand? Now let's go to 1 John, the 2nd chapter. Got 2 more precepts for you. I'm going to let you go. 1 John, the 2nd chapter. We're going to look at verses 3 through 6 here. Now, for those who are coming on late with us, today's lesson is entitled Christ is an Israelite, and so are you. And what we're trying to get, the purpose of this lesson, is to get the people back to understanding who they really are. That you're not black, that you're not an African American, that you are from the tribe of Judah, from the nation of Israel. Understanding that fact and understanding that truth allows you to understand that you are not a Christian. You don't be supposed to be part of no Christianity. You're supposed to be getting back to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Christ was not a Jewish man. He didn't practice Judaism. None of that. Okay? And so that's why the first precept that we took you to was John the 4th chapter. It says salvation is of the Jews. Okay? And unless you're coming through this, through the truth of what the Most High set forth, you're living a lie. Okay? You don't become an Israelite because your belief system or you convert a conversion. You have the blood of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob running in your veins. I need you to receive that. Now, 1 John, 2nd chapter, verse 3 through 6. Give us verse 3 there, Jay.
And hereby we do know that we know him.
We're talking about Christ here.
If we keep his commandments.
And we follow grace.
If we keep his commandments.
Uh-huh.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Read that for him again, please.
He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Everybody that calling yourself a Christian who ain't following the law is a what?
Is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Is that in the book of Jake?
No.
Is that in the book of Lavender?
No.
Now, I know your churches ain't telling you that. Let's start back at verse 3 again.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
So the only way the Most High said you know him, that if you keep his commandments. And then he said what?
He that said, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
Is a liar. Okay? Straight out. I mean, it's the Bible. So if you say you know him, and you ain't keeping his commandments, you're a liar. Now, I know what everybody's saying. But Christ said he only had 2 commandments. Let's go check that out. Because we like to read the first verses, but we don't like to keep reading, Jay. That's what we do. Let's go precept so we can show you what we're talking about here. Matthew 22nd chapter. We can see what Christ's commandments were. Because he put them out there. He didn't hide them. He didn't leave it for interpretation. It's in the Bible. In red. Matthew the 22nd chapter. Start there in verse 37. No, verse 36.
Master, which is the great commandments in the law? Yeshua said unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mouth.
Okay.
This is the first and great commandment.
So he told them straight out, the first and great commandment is to love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. Okay? Verse 38 and verse 39.
And the second is like unto it, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, the Christian church, they will read 37 through 38, right? 36 through 38, and they just stop there. So they say, all you got to do is just love God, and you just love people, and you're good. But what did he say in verse 39?
On these 2 commandments hang all the law.
Hang what?
Hang all the law and the prophets.
So that means if you're keeping those 2 commandments properly, you're following the law. So if you love God, you won't fornicate. If you love God, you won't be a homosexual. If you love God, you won't eat pork, swine, and shrimp. You love God, you will honor the Sabbath. You see that? That's his commandments. And he said what? Verse 39?
And the second is like unto it, that thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Uh-huh.
On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
On these two commandments hang what?
All the law and the prophets.
Now, let's go to Matthew 5. Just so we can reiterate this. Give verse 17 and 18.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
What?
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
Verse 19.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom.
He's going to be called what?
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He's going to be called a Christian under grace.
The least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Now that you know where Christ stands on his commandments, now that you know where Christ stands with what's important to him, let's go back to 1 John again. 1 John 2, and let's start back in verse 3 again.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments. He that said, I know him and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
So if you ain't following the law, you're a liar, according to the Bible. If you're out here telling other people that they ain't supposed to keep the law, you're a liar, according to the Bible. Now that might be acceptable in Christianity. That might be acceptable in the Baptist church. That might be acceptable in the A.M. Zion church. That might be acceptable under Catholicism. That might be acceptable under Protestant Reformation. But as Christ being an Israelite, as Christ being the head of the church, as you and I being not black and not African American, but Israelites, but from the tribe of Judah, that's not acceptable. Verse 5.
But whosoever keepeth his word is in him verily is the love of God perfected. Hereby we know that we are in him. He that said he abideth in him ought himself also to walk, even as he walked.
If you say that Christ is in you, then you should walk in the way that he walked. And we showed you in Matthew 5 the way he walked, keeping the law. Those who walk with Christ will keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Today's lesson is entitled, Christ is an Israelite, and so are you. Last precept here. Let's go to Hebrews 8th chapter. I'm going to bring this all the way home today. We want to get people to understand that Christ ain't Jewish, you ain't Jewish, the Jewish people ain't the people, you are the people, we are the people. We are the nation of Israel. Okay? We're not Christians. We're not under Christianity. We're not Baptists. We're not A.M. Zions. We're not Kojic. We're not Holiness. We're not Jehovah's Witness. We're not Egyptologists. We're not Muslims. We're none of that. We're Israelites. And you must carry yourself as such. Hebrews, the 8th chapter, which is a book written to the Hebrews, our people. This is Paul's attempt to lead the Israelites who hadn't accepted Christ to receive what he had done for them. Hebrews the 8th chapter. Let's give verse 1 there.
Now the things that we have spoken, this is the sum. We have such a high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in heaven.
Talking about Christ here.
A minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle which the Lord pitched and not man.
Okay.
For every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices, wherefore it is of necessity that this man have somewhat also to offer.
See, we're saying when the high priest would go into the tabernacle in the temple in the Old Testament, they always came in with a sacrifice. So that means when Christ became our high priest, he came in with a sacrifice. He came with something to offer himself. He offered his own blood. He offered himself. Verse 4.
For if we were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law,
Uh-huh.
who serve unto an example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, he saith he that thou make all things according the pattern shown to thee in the mount.
That's right.
But now that he has obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises.
So what Paul is saying here, listen, Moses set up a pattern, an example of what Christ is doing in heaven. Okay? And what Moses was doing down here by offering the regular sacrifices, that was cool. But this new covenant that's in Christ now is a better covenant for us with better promises. Let's talk about this covenant here. Verse.
For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second.
So if everything under Moses was straight, there would have been no need for Israel to come. For Christ to come. If that law was, we done passed it, kept that law, kept that statute, kept the commandments, there would have been no need for Christ to give his life for Israel. But because it wasn't right, it wasn't perfect, and we didn't follow it, there was a need for Christ to come and die for us. Verse 8.
For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, that days come, saith the Lord, when I make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
He's going to make the new covenant with who?
I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
With the church.
With the house of Israel and the house of Judah.
With the Gentiles.
The house of Israel and the house of Judah.
With the Americans.
With the house of Israel and the house of Judah.
With the evangelical church.
The house of Israel and the house of Judah.
Uh-huh.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
Uh-huh.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days.
You're going to make it with who?
With the house of Israel after those days.
With the African Americans.
With the house of Israel.
With black people.
The house of Israel.
Uh-huh.
After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind.
I thought the law was going away with.
I will put my law into their mind.
I'm going to put grace into their minds.
Put my law into their mind.
Uh-huh.
And I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
The Gentiles are going to be his people.
That I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
The Protestant Reformation will be his people.
They shall be to me a people.
Uh-huh.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins, and their iniquity I will remember no more. In that he said, a new covenant he has made with the first old now, which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away.
You see that? And you can find these same scriptures in Jeremiah the 31st chapter, starting with verse 31. That the new covenant is set with our people, Israel and Judah. Not with the church, not with the Gentiles, us. Christ is an Israelite, and so are you. Now we pray that for those who came on late with us, that you will go back and watch this message in entirety. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on this wonderful Sabbath. We pray and hope that you were blessed and inspired by this today. We pray and hope that your eyes will open, that you're not black, that you're not an African American, that you're from the tribe of Judah, from the nation of Israel, that you're not a Puerto Rican, that you're from the tribe of Ephraim, that you're not a Mexican, you're from the tribe of Issachar, that you're not an Indian, that you're from the tribe of Gad, that you're not a Jamaican, you're from the tribe of Benjamin, you're not a Cuban, you're from the tribe of Manasseh, and so on and so on. We just want to let each and every one know that we love you, that we're praying for you throughout this week. And if you need any more further clarification, any more understanding, don't ever hesitate to hit us up. We're here for you at any time you want to need some information, need some clarification, whatever the case may be, we're here at your disposal. We thank each and every one of you for joining us. Shout out to my brother with us today. Shout out to my nephew Juice Man with us here live today. We thank you this every wonderful for you. Shout out to Soup, shout out to Will, all my brothers, also to the Israel, all my Israelite people out here today. We pray that you continue to have a wonderful Sabbath today. Spend time with your family. Spend time with the Most High. Continue to honor Him and do the things that Most High has called you to do. Kwam, Yasharala.